Food colouring mixed with water set into glass skulls is the chosen method used by one photographer to showcase his work to the public. Raymond Sagapolutele speaks to his personal journey through his images at the Bergman Gallery in central Auckland. For the first time, his work has been displayed and sold to the public after doing community showings for much of his career. Journalism cadet Aaron Ryan with this story.
Ao fefe, a Sāmoan phrase meaning don't be afraid. It's the theme of one Sāmoan who has used photos to tell a story of living in Aotearoa.
Ao Fefe came about because I work with these images, this skull motif a lot, especially with this show. And one of the things I'd forgotten about was the fact that skulls are a loaded symbol. And even though the works are heavily sort of entrenched in my Samoa, as someone who's grown up here, some people don't see that straight away. So when they see them, you know, and I've seen it sometimes, people kind of go, and you're like, oh, true. And so the idea is, you know, don't be afraid of the work.
In one room, you'll find black canvases of what it was like for him growing up as a Samoan, with the other room having a different meaning.
And the other thing about the work in this room is they all come with white backgrounds. So the white backgrounds on these represent the miti. In Samoan, it's the dreamscape, it's the mind, it's where you are, you know, your thoughts and imagination run wild, more or less. So this work, as opposed to the other work, is internal. This is what's going on in my head. This is how I talk about my struggles with how I deal with the world.
The remains of loved ones are dealt with differently in many cultures, but Sagapolutele hopes to shed light on how it's dealt with for Samoans.
In Aotearoa, and the way skulls and heads are seen by tangata whenua, and the impact that, you know, what has happened in the past, it can be traumatizing. But this is sort of a way to reflect on an old way of being from my culture that doesn't see them as things of trauma, but reminders to, you know, always kind of be aware of your lineage and what you're connected to.
It's the first time he has sold any of his photography and believes there is high demand for Māori and Pacific art and Indigenous knowledge.
When it comes to going overseas, we're the point of difference. You know, our work is the stuff that people go, wow, what is this? I've seen it. Where they go, where do we find this? And it's not our job to go, well, you can't. It's our job to say, well, this is ours. You find it on our terms, and you find it with us in play. Don't take it and do your own thing with it. Enough of that. That's the old way.
Sagapolutele is currently exploring the idea of using paper mache for his next project, but right now, the public can purchase his current work at the Bergman Gallery in Auckland City. Aaron Ryan, Ao Tapatahi.